What's the matter today? What is it about? Let's see. Early marriage. Wow. So fake. Yeah. Anyway, we expected this topic anyway, so
I'm prepared for it.
Wow. She's ready for it. Anyway, so to start off with, early marriage for this video is defined by marriage yang early lah within their 18 to 22-year-olds while they're still students. Okay. So if you're not a student, still like early marriage, bagi kami it's like 18 to like 23 itulah, 22, 23 like that. So that's early for us.
Well, I got married when I was 21.
Yeah. So you're in the range. Yeah, you're in the range. Yeah. So talking about this topic, just before we start, just some introduction. Munirah will share to you about her experience, like real case study here.
Only 1 year though.
That's okay. You learn a lot within a year, right? Yes. And I will be giving my perspective from a person who's still on her own.
But she's not getting married, guys.
Doakan. Anyway, so since you married early, right? What are the things that made you say yes to early marriage? What are the things that you consider?
Interesting question. When I was 21, I was in my 3rd year in UBD. So I actually planned to get married before I graduated from UBD. So memang at the right time lah. So masa 3rd year tu kan habis-habis sudah ganap.
Yeah.
So at that time, my husband came into my life as the right man with a very mashallah akhlaq. Yeah. And a good Muslim lah, coming from a very good family, and also I'm very close to his family juga, through his sister. Sekalinya masa tu memang okay, plan kan get married apa. Sekali datang tahajud my husband ni, so memang at the right time lah kan masa tu. So
sangat.
Yeah, I didn't actually hesitate because I know he's a good man lah. And I remember hadis Rasulullah tu, that when a good man comes to us to ask us our hand in marriage itu, then we shouldn't reject them because it will create fitnah. So macam itu one of the things yang made me say yes. But at that time, of course, I'm still studying apa kan. So in my head itu, I'm thinking macam, is my family okay with this? Is his family okay with this? And are we okay with getting married while we're still studying kan? So there are a lot of things to consider financially.
Definitely.
Emotionally, am I ready emotionally, and then spiritually kan? So but then looking at my husband at that time and looking at my plan for my future atu, memang my doa is being answered by Allah lah. So that made me say yes. I know it's cringy, but
no, it's not cringy. It's more like I'm in a drama or something. Tapi usually like early marriage punya story macam not similar, tapi like ada like fairy tale behind the curtain.
We actually barely knew each other back then lah.
Mashallah. Really terjaga lah.
I only heard stories about him from his family members and also from my friends yang one uni with him because my husband masa tu Inisa and I'm UBD, so we're from different unis.
So you don't really meet each other often unless you go to hang out with your sister lah. So you mentioned that you look at you have to consider financially, spiritually, apa tu. So macam from all these, like you know that it's gonna be hard. Do you expect it? Do you expect that it's gonna be hard? So like macam even before that, how do we actually shape, our need to get married when we were students? Because macam like some people get like really pressured because orang surroundingnya
everyone else
married,
is getting married,
then I should. Macam especially especially those yang sudah ada calon and then like family know each other and then macam lihat kawan sudah like moving on, so macam
understand.
yeah, like terasa peer pressure from there, and then like how do you like refresh your niat? How do you shape your niat?
Okay. So first of all, to the young people out there, I think you shouldn't get married just because everyone else is getting married. If you're marrying a person because of that reason, then you don't have a strong foundation to that marriage, to go through the difficulties in that marriage.
True. I truly agree.
Yes. So before my husband and I agreed to get married, so we asked each other about what's your vision of this marriage? Where is this marriage going? So for me, this marriage is about, of course, it's a lifelong ibadah. So macam just by talking nicely to your husband, you get a pahala for it,
it's
right?
an easy ticket.
Yes.
Kind of.
Yes. And then also, I have this vision of making my family itu apa tu namanya, a good role model to the society, to our community, and also I want to raise my children to be the leaders of our ummahatullah. So I want my children to spend their whole lives to berbakti, berkhidmat for our community, for the betterment of the community.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I think it starts with choosing the right spouse, I think. Yeah.
True. Instead of just like, I want to get married now, but then the challenge is like someone, you know, you were mentioning about expectations.
Yeah.
So I think I agree. Like I truly agree. When you are choosing your spouse, you have to discuss expectations with each other. Like if your values are not aligned with each other, it might be hard for you to actually, you know, like work it out. Don't let your spouse itu someone that is putting you, what do you call that?
Holding you back.
Holding you back from chasing your dreams.
Yeah.
Because your spouse, I'm not sure, because this is a single woman punya perspective, like I'm quite like having high expectations on marriage and whatnot.
Yeah.
So your spouse must be the one who is able to tolerate your flaws, not just that, but the one yang actually support you with whatever you want to achieve. So because it's getting scarier to know like some people are not actually supporting their spouses, especially in terms of education, career, because certain countries lah, I would say, certain countries macam they obviously like state these people lah, they obviously state that they're afraid of women yang achieve greater things than you sendiri. So macam when you choose your spouse, you have to discuss your expectations, you have to discuss your values and your goals. So my goals and values are similar like yours. I want to build a family yang really beneficial for the ummah kan, for the society. So macam if your spouse, if your calon rasa that's too high, then maybe macam discuss if they're prepared to, like go for the journey or macam okay lah for it.
Yeah, because marriage is not about just two people being in love and that's it, happy ending. It's not like that.
Tell me the reality.
It has a bigger vision, a bigger goal to it. So the reality of getting married early is that, of course, first you will see each other grow from zero. Because
really?
Like for us, macam we're both still studying. Of course, we're still not yet financially stable and everything. So my husband is actually working part-time as a Quran teacher, so he won't be available most of the nights and weekends. So if you're not willing to get to do hard work, then maybe you're not up for it.
Yeah.
And then also at the same time, when you said about ambitions and all, when you're married, so you have to consider, if I want to study abroad and everything, so I have to consider, should I bring my husband as well? But then how are we gonna support each other there financially and everything kan? So these are the kind of decisions that you have to make when you're married.
Yeah.
So it's not all rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, definitely. So, ladies